Hey guys, how's it going? So, yeah, doing something a little bit different this time around. I've not actually done anything like this in the past, which is quite unique. I'm probably going to be live for possibly an hour, 'cause it's 9 PM here in the UK. And I am thinking of getting the new starter pack thing ready for the next and upcoming set, which is the Mage Archetype. Now the Mage Archetype, I have currently created 49 out of 50 cards. I do have the artwork for the 50th card, but yeah, I still need to make the last card. So let's see what we can do with this. So usually when I create my starter deck boxes things, I typically use the previous one as a template, and then just like edit in the new images and stuff like that. And yeah, we're just going to see how much I can get done in 1 hour or so. The stream has just started. We've got chat already, so hello to Bartleby Productions. Yeah, I don't have a single screen monitor by the way, so it can be a bit tricky. I might not see some messages until a little bit later, but it fortunately is quite a wide screen, so I can see more things which you guys cannot see. Cool, right, so let's make a start with this. So this is my 2.3, this is the Samurai box. Now, we're going to change this around. We're going to change the text, obviously, the descriptions. We're going to edit in one of the mage units, which is coming in the next update. And let's just see where we can start. Let me just hide it off the screen for you guys. So I am actually thinking of utilising the artwork for the royalty rare unit. Let me find it on my desktop. Nope, not that folder. Actually, yes, I do have it in this folder. So we are going to be utilising one of my favourite mage sisters from the previous Rocco's one, and this is the reimagined artwork for her. So the new deck is the mage archetype. It's going to utilise the green and it's actually going to be a combo archetype colour format thing. It's going to be green and red this time around because red was actually used for the samurais, and pardon me, and it didn't to me it was a really cool archetype to create. I really enjoyed making the archetype, but I'm an ex-MTG burn player, so I kind of feel like red kind of needs to add a bit more burn to the game. So because I've not used green, it will be green, but it will also utilise a little bit of red at the same time. Right, where to begin? You may notice I'm not using Adobe software because, no, it's not because I'm cheap, it's because I like to use free software and it does a pretty damn good job at what it does. So it does pretty much a lot of the stuff other than the filters, which I enjoy. And I've just been using this for absolutely donkey's years, so yes. Might struggle to get the same font because that has actually been used as a image. Right, so first things first. Well, it's been a long time since I've done this. And I've actually not used this webcam for a very long time. That a bit darker maybe. Ignaris TCG, long time no speak, even if it has been a couple of weeks since the last pack opening. Yes, sweet. I hope it turns out sweet because I have 1 hour to do this and I don't want to end the stream incomplete. Fortunately, this is a lot of editing text and moving things around and stuff. We shall edit that later. What's the difference between the witch and the mage? That's a good question, my good sir. So, witches have been out since 2.2. They were released alongside with the knights. It's like goodies and baddies type thing. The witches dealt damage. They were very sneaky. They weren't very powerful in terms of like attack and HP, but they were very sneaky and they could deal damage directly to the enemy core under specific circumstances. So, whereas they were very like nasty people. However, the mages are pretty much more allies with the knight archetype folk. So there's a handful of mages who are actually the daughter of King Rhaenys, who is the signature character to my game, and he's obviously a knight. So it kind of makes sense that they are allies alongside the knight archetype. And what about in terms of traits and stuff? They basically rely on buffing their fellow members and dealing direct damage to other units, such as like fireballs and stuff like that. So they'll be a little bit more powerful than the actual witches, but not as physically powerful as units like the knights and the samurais and the pirates, for example. Hopefully that makes sense. Ooh, now I get to create the description of this box. I mean, I'm going to finish, this is going to be the last deck in cycle 1 to come out, so whether I design a brand new packaging design for sets after, I'm not too sure. At the moment, I don't have, after cycle 1, I'm going to be releasing something a little bit different before we go into cycle 2, which is going to be really fun. I've got loads in mind for that. So I do need to improve my packaging design skills because I'm no marketing jump, you know. Right, so we shall, for now, we'll just put a placeholder in that. We need to get rid of the samurai. That's going to be one big thing. Wow, it's been about a year since I've made one of these. This is bringing back memories. Boom! That's a bit big. Right, I need to cut you down a little bit. Too big for your boots. Still a bit big, although that would look pretty cool. I should maybe cover that cleavage up a little bit. That could actually work. So this unit is going to be the royalty rare unit for the upcoming set, which is she's called Iris. She's the youngest daughter of King Rhaenys. Yeah, she's quite a fan favourite, to be fair. A lot of people seem to like this character. It's always good. I mean, I wish all my characters were fan favourites, but people like to pick and choose. Right, I need to just cut out a little bit here, and a little bit here. You get to see my cheap ass design skills firsthand here now. So by means, you got any more questions? If you're in the stream lurking and you're too shy, just pop and say hello, and I'll say hello to pretty much anybody who spends even just a little bit of time on my channel. It's always appreciated. I kind of hope that this works out quite well, because if it does, it means I can, have potential to make a few more videos like this in the future. Just actually notified my Discord channel, because I've not seen the pop-up for this actually on my Discord channel, which I think I will just briefly share, because I don't know why it's not alerted Discord. 1 minute, guys, just while I post. It has not. Cheeky. Yes. It's a very ad hoc stream, this, to be fair. I wasn't actually planning on live streaming tonight. That's just why the thumbnail's quite not there. See if we can get a few more views. I don't actually think I can edit stuff now, can I, while it's live? I won't. My fault, probably because I didn't put the things in. Alright, let's carry on. So, Unleashed is here. Watching a movie. What movie were you watching? Which movie did I interrupt? The Exorcist. Ooh. Fair enough. Nice movie to watch at 9:20 in the evening. obviously not going to give you nightmares. Oh, what's going on with this? What the shit? I'm unsure about the purple and pink because it looks a bit witchy to me. Obviously, this is going to be the mage archetype, so and it will be utilising the green and red elements in the next set. So, I mean, I'd like to go red, but red's already been taken by the samurai archetype. The pink looks good. So if I get up my witch, let's see if I've still got that lurking around somewhere in my OneDrive. So, where are you? Witch box. So that's the box I had for the witches. So that was actually quite white and pale. So, I'm unsure. I'm very unsure. You know what? I kind of want her staff to come out a bit as well. More of a deep purple. Yeah, deep purple could do. I mean, the primary colour for the deck is actually green, so I'm not too sure how to go about this. Let's just get everything matching colours for now. That's the deep purple. And that's the deep purple. Evening, Zaccaroni. It's been I would like to say it's been a while, but we were actually speaking only 2 days ago, so yesterday even. Was it yesterday? Yes, 1 day ago. A damp mossy green. Yeah, I could try a damp mossy green. Oh, that reminds me of Krilizians, and those dark, damp, mossy green colours. I also want this staff to start poking out, but I did delete the that part of the image. I wonder. Can I Frankenstein this? Do you reckon? Pretty much this part. Will this work? Yeah, let's change that. That's a pretty big staff. Oh, that could work. That could actually work very nicely. Let's see. So it's going to be there, I think. Just unsure about this little bit. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, I could pull this off. I could quite easily pull this off. First things first, let's get this box board. I like how we've just randomly disappeared from the box border to the stuff. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've just seen some stuff in chat. Do a gradient? Yeah, I can do a gradient. Maybe we could go from darker to slightly lighter at the top. Gradient, cool. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I think I will try the gradient. Maybe from bottom to top, or I could do the gradient so it's slightly lighter in the middle of the box. That would be pretty cool. I'll have to try 2 different ways. I've got to get this horrible white. Yeah, I can try both. I mean, I could just duplicate the layer and then it could just be... Ugh, I've used the magic tool on the wrong layer. Where's the stuff? There we go. Because there's quite a lot of this, I will stop doing this for the time being, and I will get back to that border. But I think that looks pretty cool. I mean, the thing is as well, when the box is folded up, this stuff will actually bend around the side of the box. Because this bit here is pretty much like the side of the box, so we could go about that. That's probably something a little bit different. 2.6. Okay, so we're looking for a green something, maybe. That's quite a dirty green. Maybe make it a bit like a foresty type green. Could work. Okay, box border. Do your thing, magic tool. Alright, let's do it. So I'm going to give it the base colour first. That's that forest green is nice. Yeah. Maybe there. Oh! Missed. Oh, missed again. Look, I think that looks better than the purple. Okay, so time to add a gradient then. Seal. So we need a pale green for the middle now, don't we? So I think we need to go for something almost greeny yellow for it to work. Oh, wrong way. Needs to go up. So that is pale green for the top and forest green for the bottom. Not too bad. And then if we change that to oh. That is inside out. I need to swap the colours. Oh, now that does look cool with the green in the middle of the gradient. Which one are we thinking? Just zoom out a bit. I think that looks better. What if we tried? Hang on a minute. What if we tried an amberish type yellow in the middle to reflect the red side of the mages? Because we're almost at yellow anyway, so it could go horribly wrong. Oh shit, I've pressed the combination and it was in the wrong window. What window have I got focused here? Yeah, it's a little bit off center actually. Let me just reposition that because I was a little bit off. Oh, bollocks. Oh! There we go. I think that yellow kind of kicks quite nice. It's just a little bit, just a smidgen brighter than the green was. Yellow looks nice. Good, 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 good. I was tempted to go for like this shade of orange actually, but I ended up, you know, like this candle type orange. I don't want to be messing around with it too much. We could give it a whirl. I should look at this label because this layer because for adding a gradient, I need a backup. And go underneath. That's my backup border, just in case I lose it to the gradient. Right, so turn the backup off for a minute. Let me just try. I might not like it, but let me try like a candlelight amber, just to see how that looks with green. Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. I think that's pretty cool. It's not as dark as the flame flame amber, but it's got that warm amber to it. And then I suppose what I could do is reddish pink. Do you mean for the whole box? The border we've just been working on from. Do you want reddish pink on the top and bottom? Hello, Harold. Wave back. Right. Okay. So we're looking at what did you say? Reddish pink to orange. So we'll change the dark green then for a. How can I find a reddish pink? Fortunately, red and pink are next to each other on the color on the color chart. So let's try that. Let's see how this goes. Ooh. Ooh. That is nice. I think you've done me a solid there. That is beautiful. That was literally I would not have thought of that colour combination. I think that's accented it really well. Well done, well done. So now we can get rid of this forest green. Now could I add the same gradient to that 2.6 maybe? I would have to rasterize it, so which means I need to turn it from a text layer into an image layer. That's what rasterized means, by the way, if you never knew. And then I can do imagey stuff. Text. That way around. Which way around do I need it? I want it so one colour's on the bottom. Maybe the other way around. There we go. What do we think of that? That's kind of got a flamey effect to it, really. A graphic designer. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I kind of wish I went into graphic design when I was in school and college, but it wasn't a really thought after thing when when that was my time. So it's been too long. Everything you see me do is literally I've just taught myself just by trial and error. So yeah. And I've been using this software for absolute donkey's years, so it just seems pointless, really, paying for like Photoshop and stuff. Been using Photoshop. Yeah, I mean, people have offered it me before, but it's just another thing I need to subscribe to if you end up paying monthly and stuff. But people have offered to use the C word, but knowing my luck, I'd be the one that gets caught. Alright, that is looking juicy, so. This is still a text layer, so I can literally just yeah, I mean, I could pay for the premium version of this software and use the filters for Photoshop, but I'm never going to use them. My time is gone. If I was a student or something, then probably yeah, but I'm just kind of accustomed to this, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's obviously not the best image editing software out there, but you know, nothing's going to beat Photoshop. But you know, they probably make millions of dollars on Photoshop. They can afford to put so many things into it, whereas this one's just wandering. The only thing I wish it did have, though, this software was when you go to edit text, a previous palette of colours what you've used recently, because you've kind of just got to guess that on the spectrum of colours where the last colour was what you used. So powerful program really for free. Right. Okie dokie. Where are we up to? So. What if I put a little bit of let me just merge that onto that. So we've got image there, a little random stuff in the corner. What if what do I need to be on the box board? So what I'm thinking of trying to do is just to give flames on that stack. I need to look at what layer that is. I could just make a new layer. It would have to be there. No. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Right, moving on. Get away with white text maybe. Ooh, just within. Yeah, new PC. Yeah, I mean to be honest, I've just got a Lenovo ThinkPad, so very convenient because it's got a touch screen, pretty powerful processor. To be fair, it's not actually that bad. Yeah, if you were gonna play games on it, then yeah, you'd need something a bit better. But Major Archetype is the final addition to the first cycling of course, too. Funnily enough, I've got a laptop, but I'm connected to a widescreen monitor, so it's like, but the laptop is good because, like you said, the mobility. You can just get up and take it to your sofa or something like that if you want to change of scenery. You can take it up to bed or something like that. Oh, I think I've got another 15 or 20 minutes in me. Hopefully I can finish this pack off before. Good thing as well is with USB-C, you can get, on the laptop I've got, a USB-C socket. You can just plug like a USB-C adapter into it. Like I've got one plugged into this one now. I actually brought it today. And then that one USB-C socket on the laptop has got HDMI output, two USB-C outputs, and two USB-A outputs, and an Ethernet input, all on the one dongle. And then one of the USB-A outputs is actually connected to another USB adapter behind the back of my monitor, and that's got things like my keyboard, mouse, and speakers plugged into it. So when I turn my laptop on, all I need to do is just plug the USB-C dongle into the laptop, and then it just all lights up like a Christmas tree. So. Yeah, recently, so I've got behind the back of the monitor, there's like an RGB thing. It's an MSI one, so there's a very faint RGB circle behind the monitor. I've got two speakers at the top. They've got like, they just glow red, like a candlelight red type color. And then the mouse mat lights up around the edge of the mouse mat, but a Genshin Impact mouse mat, which I only purchased at Comic Con last week. And then that kind of pulses around the edge, which is where the laptop sits. And then obviously I've got my old gaming keyboard and my old gaming mouse, which is Rocket set, and they just kind of like faintly light up. So yeah, it's a little bit Christmas tree-ish when it gets going. Problem is battery power on your laptop. The laptop is literally powering everything, so if you don't turn something off, you get like maybe 2 hours worth of battery life, if that. Right, so I think we've got the textbook there. Let me just check. Me and one of my friends were going to start a heavy metal band. I need one of those. Oh, Unleashed, no way. I've actually got a spare boom arm for a microphone I don't use anymore. And I was literally about to throw it away because I'm clearing out my old PC room. Oh, damn. Yeah, the left side of the packaging usually has the main description on. So I think I just need the big mage word saying mages in front. If you want it, I'll send it you, but it's whether you want to microphone boom arms. Don't know how much it costs to send it though, but I need to get rid of it because it's just taking up space. I'm presuming it's an actual microphone one you need with the thread on the bottom. It's a bit wider than a camera screw thread. It's just a little bit thicker. There's my normal one. That's what I use for my video recordings and stuff. Yeah, if you want it, just send me a message later, and I will try and find a box of some kind. Can be your reward for thinking of the pink and amber colour scheme, duo colours. Now here's the fun part. Caps. Right, here's the damn thing I can never remember. What font did I use? I think it was that one. I think that's the one I had. I could probably squeeze that a bit bigger. I think that's the same font. Looking at the E, yeah, that's the same font. It's just italic. Let's put that in bold. Maybe not. Question: what colour is the deck going to be? So, this deck is going to be the last deck installment for Cycle 1. After Cycle 1, I've got a really good idea before I get on to Cycle 2. So, I don't want to spill the beans because it's not going to be like colour after colour after colour kind of thing. It will be. Cycle 2 will be, but in between Cycle 1 and Cycle 2, I'm going to make something a little bit different for the game. So just hang fire for that. As well as finishing Cycle 2, I also have another product idea, which I can't say I've seen in the HTCG community. And again, I don't really want to spoil it, but it's to do with the main characters in my game. But yeah, to answer your question, this deck, it's because green has not actually had a colour yet in Cycle 1. It's going to be main colour is going to be green. However, it will also be supported by red, like a combo, a duo colour deck. Because I mentioned this earlier, I think it's just before you came onto the stream. Red was utilised for the Samurai deck, and I've always been in the past a MTG burn deck fan, and I wanted to incorporate a bit more of the burn feel to the red archetype, to the red colour of Cycle 1. So this will basically be green for protection and healing alongside a bit of burn with red. So let's happen. Better be dragons, I've been telling you, for the next cycle. Ravka's 3, no, it won't be Ravka's 3, it will still be Ravka's 2. If I ever get around to Ravka's 3, that will probably be about 10 years time, whether I'm still making the game then. Hopefully I am. I really don't want Ravka's 2 to stop, and completely understand. I'm happy with how Ravka's 2 has turned out. Welcome back, Ignaris. Been a while, it's been a half an hour or so, 40 minutes. Right, let's get this finished. So, what colour? That's not actually a bad colour to pick, because I could rasterize that layer. The next tournament, last time I did a tournament, there wasn't much of a turnout for it, and then people didn't turn up. It's a bit tricky because I need more people to play the game, which I just need word getting out there, basically, which is the hardest thing to do because a lot of people play other HTCGs and then it kind of, will they learn to play another HTCG and then another HTCG and then another HTCG? I personally don't have the time to master a lot of other people's games, it probably sounds really bad, but at the end of the day, I've got my game, I've got a family, I work a full-time job. It's tricky. I'm just about making do with focusing on my game. I can only really live stream that now because my girlfriend is on holiday, stroke vacation, with my little boy, so I've got a bit more time to myself this week. Hence the live stream. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to try and put a border on the text here. Just going to see how that turns out. I actually thought that's pretty cool, to be fair. Yes, I know what you mean. You want to get to your HTCG to a point where it's full time. It's extremely hard to do. It's near impossible to do. I mean, you look at Chaos Galaxy, he is still sat on Game Crafter. To get a British printing company, you have to invest quite heavily. The way to go would probably be a Kickstarter, unless you have money to spare. When I last contacted a company in the UK, basically you have to buy a minimum of, it was somewhere between 500 to 1,000 copies of your game, and you know, it's a lot of money to do something like that. And then you've got your marketing, you've got to set yourself up as a business, get your VAT started. It's just, I think you just need a degree in business really to get it beyond the homemade side. So, I mean, you look at other indie trading card games, and they've got like a team of 5 people who are probably all set up as a small business. It's probably not even for profit. Where's the border gone in there? That's the point I was looking for. How am I going to do this now? Go. Got there in the end. I think Chaos Galaxy was thinking of contacting a printing company for his new game. No idea how he's going to do it, but I've told him to tell me which company. Yeah, so there is another company on Instagram, but I can't remember what it's called, and they do a lot of, I think it's a printing company in China, but they do really good holographic cards. They're homemade. They do like Pokemon proxies and stuff like that with spot foils and stuff. But again, it's just getting it imported into the UK, and to have so many. When I finished what I'm doing with Cycle 1, as a little teaser, this is something I'm currently working on, as well as crafting this little thing what I'm working on. I'm thinking of trying to redistribute Game Crafter cards. That was something that used to be a way around it back in the day, but I'm going to see how that goes first. Right, I think we are done here. Let me just save this.
Vodafone's new customer service is a little bit different. It's called Just Ask Once. Message them on the Vodafone app. You deal with one person and they keep you updated until it's sorted, so you can get on with your day. It's customer service made easy.
When you say a game store, do you mean like a local game store, like a Geek Retreat type thing, or are you thinking about a full-on publish? For now, I mean, I don't know if I can afford the time for supporting a local game store to support me. Basically, I think I'm going to try and be a bit more homemade-ish. Not necessarily the cards, because the cards is always a challenge, but I've got an idea in my head, and then I'm kind of going to sit where I am for the time being until I've got the next couple of ideas done and complete. Right, so I think that's it now, 10 past 10. Let me open up my mage. Where are you? So I've got the PNG image. That's looking good. Pretty basic, but I mean, I quite like what happens with the middle. I suppose I should really start putting some like socials and links and stuff other than the QR code, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, I think this is actually a really cool design, especially that pink and the orange have really popped, especially with the feel of iris behind. Yeah, it's come out really well. So yeah, just before I end the stream, then 2.6 is very close to being complete after many months in the works. I've got one more card to design, and then I need to go over all of them, make sure they seem fair and balanced is the word I was looking for. I know there's going to be a couple I need to change because I did find a problem with two cards, and it's also going to introduce card copying. And the problem I found with card copying was there was two cards, and it basically, if you really put your head to it, it could you could purposefully mill your deck out, which one thing I did not want with Rapid Cores was infinite combos. So I had to reuse my good old terminology from the early sets of Rapid Cores 2, which was quote unquote once per turn. That has had to be typed up onto a few cards. And then the card which is copying a card, basically, instead of it saying when you play whatever card, you may copy that card, it's changed to whenever you copy that card's effect, which basically means a copied card cannot be copied because it is not a card for the copier to copy. Let me try and re-say that in case you missed it. So let's say card A copies card B. Okay, and then something triggers which tries to copy card B into card C. Card A could then copy card C into card D. So what happens instead is card A copies the quote-unquote effect of card B, which means card A cannot copy the card effect because it is a card effect and not a card. So that is how copying is going to work in Wrath of Course 2. It's anything you see which is to do with copying will more than likely say copy that card effect. And then if there's any cards in the previously, it'll probably be retyped to say that card effect. I don't think there is any at this time because I've always stayed away from card copying effects up until now. So yeah, copying cards is not a thing, it's copying the card effect, which will hopefully prevent stupid unlimited combos. Yeah, that's not the way I wanted Wrath of Course to go, so I will test it. I will test the card with some powerful cards just to make sure that we don't end up with something horribly wrong. Because yeah, I don't mind a powerful card being copied if you can pull it off. That's what it's there for. What I don't want is a powerful card to be copied and copied and copied and copied, and then just ends up in a table being flipped and launched across the room. So yeah, no turn 2 wins. But yeah, we did actually play some Wrath of Course 2 this weekend, which was fun. Because it did give me a bit of an insight into what the game needs and what the card doesn't need, what the game doesn't need. So yeah. What else? Yes, we do need a rematch. You may see, let me just see if I can throw up some images. Don't want to throw the card up. See if we can find them. Where be ye? So there are a handful of cards. This is one of them. This is probably going to be one of them. You may have already seen that one. Unused. That's going to be one of them. Who am I missing? 1, 2, 3. I am missing the Grim Mage. I don't have anything for the Grim Mage yet, so I'll have one coming. And who is the other one? Ulsa. I don't think we have anything for Ulsa either. However, I might. There's some really nice artwork in Wrath of Course 1 for her, so that may be coming forward. But them 5 images are going to be used for something as well as just being put in a booster pack. So 1, 2, 3, one. Am I missing one? Yeah. But they are also going to be, the reason I've got them ones is to do with this thing, which is a prototype product, which I've not actually seen. I've not actually seen anything like that. I have seen something similar, which is being done by another creator, and I'm not going to copy his idea, but the way I've got this design going, it's a way of something which I've known to do something since I was a kid, and I've not really seen anyone else use that method of origami to create what I've created. But I really want to show it you guys, but I don't want to give away the idea because it's still in prototype, and I don't want somebody to catch this video in a later time and then copy my idea. So let's just quick catch up on the chat. Me and you need a rematch, which we do. Me and Epic Underworlds need a rematch. His turn 3 Krillizine kill was insane. Yes, turn 2 Midnight Horror though. Ooh. Yes. Yes, turn 2 Midnight Horror. I will, if I did another tournament, I would probably say it'll be an anti-beta core tournament because beta core is just so overused. I'm not going to ban it, of course I'm not going to ban it, but I think a format of a tournament is just anti-beta core. There is another rainbow coloured core out there, if you didn't know. It is in the Pirates archetype. I've not really seen much videos on YouTube of the Pirates, so it would be interesting to see if anyone actually comes up with a new pirate meta, because the royalty rare for the Pirates is actually very powerful. You can steal cards out of your opponent's hand. It allows you to play them, even regardless of the colour of your core. So I'm really surprised nobody has found or utilised Blackbeard yet. But yeah, that's what Blackbeard does. Krillizines will forever be the most broken cards. Krillizines are just so cheap and fast. It's like you could probably get 3 out on turn 1 and just attack. Anyway, guys, it's time for me to go, I think. Best boys, yeah. They've been here since day 1 of my channel being active, so yes. Yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good night. I'm going to end the stream here. Going to get a drink and head off to bed before lovely work in the morning. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. It's a pleasure as always. Thanks for being fans, long-term fans at that. If we can arrange something between me, Zach, Zacharoni, Unleashed, Epic, Skyscape, Illuminate Souls, he likes my game. Maybe we could get a mini tournament in, a little fanboy tournament thing. Be quite fun to see who comes out on top. At the moment, I've not got time to arrange that, but if either of you guys want to try and start that off, that would be really interesting. So yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for tuning in as always, and I look forward to getting a mage archetype out as soon as I can. Alright, guys, I shall see you next time. Toodaloo.